Hello. I thought I would share this project with you today. I'm finishing a wall hanging that's going to be for my branding. Thank you for joining me. This is my logo for Gotta Be Handmade. If you followed me in the past and you are on my Twitter, you know that I interview handmade artists. And my business, again, is Gotta Be Handmade. I wanted something to hang behind me that was my brand. Now let me show you. This is what usually hangs behind me. I painted this a couple of years ago. And I have this hanging behind me when I interview handmade artists. My husband just finished this frame. And I wanted to have something different from the flower. So I decided to use my logo. This is my logo, the B for Gotta Be Handmade. And that is the letter B in Gotta Be Handmade. This is some fabric that I found. It is a canvas, but it's not very stiff. It's not as stiff as some canvas is. And what I did was I took this B to the Staples and had it enlarged. And I got this size. It's huge. And traced it onto the fabric, which is this fabric. And now I'm filling it in with the paint. And it's coming out so nicely. I thought I would share it with you so you could get an idea of something that maybe you would like to create on fabric and using fabric paints. Now this is the paints that I'm using over here. I'm using fabric paints. These glow in the dark. These are just regular fabric paints. And I mixed the yellow of this dimensional fabric paint with the glow in the dark yellow fabric paint and created this shade of yellow. Now I'm putting on my second coat of white. This is the gray that I had mixed for the gray in my B. And I'm going to take the white. I'm not mixing it with anything. And I'm going to start my second coat of white on my B. And for those of you that may not know me, I'm Linda with Gotta Be Handmade. I interview handmade artists on my YouTube channel, which is Gotta Be Handmade. I hope you will subscribe to my channel and visit it and watch some of the interviews with handmade artists. I'm also on Instagram at Gotta Be Handmade. And I hope you'll follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, the old bird posts photographs when I go to craft shows and I meet new artists. And I kind of tell you what I'm making for my new Etsy shop. And I'm excited about it. I just started the Instagram, so I'm excited about it. And it's interesting to me. You see, you just apply the paints. Now, these are fabric paints, so they are made for fabric. But I'm just painting just like I would on a canvas. But they're kind of opaque, so it's not covering like perhaps the paints that you're accustomed to seeing. But I like it. I think it's going to be different, and it's going to be something bright and new for the summer to hang behind me as I'm interviewing handmade artists. Now I'm going to get another brush and pick up a little of this white and go right up here and add it to the top of the B. I enjoy creating handmade things, and I thought this hanging would be something bright for the summer as we end the spring and go into the summer very soon. This is not the correct paintbrush to use, but I'm using it. I'm going to pick up a little more of the white, and I'm going to go right around, adding this. Like I said, this is the second coat of white. Let me get a little bit more. And in my office / studio, I don't have a table large enough to paint this on, so I'm using my ironing board. And it's working okay. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. There it is. Now I'm going to let this dry, and I'll add a third coat of white to the bee. If you know any handmade artists that you think would be interested in being interviewed, tell them to contact Gotta Be Handmade. There I go, right there, just like that. Oh, it looks good. And the fabric paints are not that expensive. And this is another way to use them, and not just for decorating a t-shirt or something like that. I'm using it for my branding. Okay, there it is. That's the bee. I have it pinned to the pattern. This is it. That's the bee. That's my logo. So I thank you for joining me for this Periscope. I hope you enjoyed watching it. As soon as it dries and I'm ready to attach it to the frame, I'll come back on Periscope and we'll hang it together. So until then, remember, for the best, it's just gotta be handmade. Have a good day. Bye-bye.